at you.
Yeah, exactly. Like they're constantly pressing. It's not this passive. It's just not passive. Yeah. But at the same time, you can't really take Darkseer into Nick because it just feels bad, man. Feels real bad.
Dire team's turn to ban.
They're banning
Support.
Mars in the.
That's because of Collapse. Collapse is his standout best hero, and what has carried this team through many previous games is the Mars. So it's 100% simply just a respect ban towards that single player, the offlane player. Oh, I go for the Oracle.
Yeah. Do you like the duo support opener? When again, refresher. When do you and do you not like the duo support opener?
10 seconds remaining.
Normally on first pick, the duo support's a little bit fine because you force your opponent not to have like the best core pick potential. But in this scenario, when you see that Bat Rider, you know it's going to be that mid lane bat. I think this is also perfectly fine. Snap pick that Oracle that lived to win banned in the previous game, and it at least gives you some grounding into, okay, we have an entry into the game. We know what we're doing here. I think the question mark for me will be Spirit when they enter the second phase. What is their opening core? What are they revealing? And to me, with a Rubik, I want to see them pick maybe a strong offlaner or one of those like super flexible mid to carry kind of cores.
Yeah, because Oracle is nice, but I like it a lot more in the second phase against Bat Rider, simply because, you know, I like Slark because Slark lanes against Bat. He wins the lane, and throughout the game, he can hunt the Bat Rider. Yeah. Oracle has to play around whatever this core is, and it's really easy if you pick a little more reach, especially when you already have a Nyx, to just kill the Oracle. And then you really have nothing to deal with Lasso any longer. In addition, both of these supports very squishy and susceptible to all those annoying Necro buyers that we've seen over and over. You don't really want to Enigma into Rubik, but still, creeps or illusion heroes super effective right now against Team.
Radiant team's turn to ban.
Since they'd ban out Ricky, though, that hero is just really effective against these two supports. That here.
I have never beaten Riki in a party queue game with my caster colleagues. Maybe there's something.
Maybe you should start playing better and not destroy your items or sell them by accident.
Okay, let's not get into that.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about
5 seconds remaining.
Does he do this often?
Yeah.
It's like, hey, I didn't know how I had all this money to buy this item.
Yes.
Oh, wait.
Thank you, she who does not buy dust.
I always buy dust. I'm actually the only one that buy dust. It's just that I'm dead. I can't use it. I'm dead a lot. So, you know.
Sounds like there's another mistake happening.
My favorite is it'll be some, I don't know, it'll be like 30 minutes into the game. We're getting racks. She's like, I'm sorry, guys. I didn't play well this game. I check out the stats like, oh, 0, 14, and 6. I guess, yeah, it was what
was your score in this game? Like 0, 12, and 6?
No. Although I did accidentally sell my bots. I still don't know how that happened.
So Team Spirit in the second phase, they go for that flexible core, the Death Prophet. Incredibly enabled by the Oracle.
Yep.
So I guess the only weakness here is a Rubik Death Prophet offlane isn't that strong, especially when you can pick up like your Furion 5 here. Or
you can put it mid still.
Oh, Furion's banned, but you get the idea.
DP mid is just fine.
Yeah, into the Bat Rider actually does fine with the Siphon, the extra regen. I guess the only difference, and I haven't seen the matchup, is because of the removal of the slow. How good really is it when the bat can always stay on top of you?
I really want one of those posters next to me, like Snakeo's got. That'd be good for inspiration.
Well, there's one thing. This is one of the posters that is for from one of the old TIs. Not all the heroes are on there at the moment. So.
Oh, it's true.
He doesn't believe in the new heroes.
And for example, 4 of those are meepos in that poster. Yeah. All the different meepos are in the poster.
Wizard one too. Like there's a courier too.
Maybe Radiant team's turn to pick.
So it's an old school one. It's an old school one.
Love this. Grimstroke ult, undispellable. If by some chance you get Oracle +1 and then you lasso, well, that is 2 heroes lassoed and BKB piercing on both abilities. So huge fan always of specifically Grimstroke, Doom, Beastmaster, Bat, and Bloodseeker for that reason.
And the key thing here as well, when I mentioned the Rubik DP potential offlane, when you put Grim plus killing carry, there isn't that melee hero in that lane that can kind of tank these spells. Either hero, when their jump should die, unless the Death Prophet has that perfect time with like the double siphon or something. Oh, Team Spirit at boot camp, I just realized.
Yeah.
Cool.
At least a couple are.
Yeah.
I don't think everybody made it over.
Enough.
You got his tea?
Did you notice that every time he got tipped in the last game, he would take a swig of his empty tea?
Yeah, it's like,
he's He's like, ugh, tipped again. Give me like a quarter drop of water. I like the Grim pick here a lot too, because the two opening heroes are both run at you heroes, so it makes Inkswell so much better. I feel like that's where Grimstroke goes from being just like an okay support to being a really good support, is when you can do follow-ups on those aggressive stun initiate. So it's just covering all their bases and just lots of options right now.
Go for the Ursa. Oof.
Yeah.
You're not convinced?
We'll see. I think the hero is just really strong, but it's the one I have the hardest time placing right now.
Okay.
That's
a Lycan.
an insane pick in this spot. Whether it's off lane or safe lane, neither support does a damn thing to Lycan, save get ran at and die. Ursa matches up okay, especially once you get Battle Fury, because you can go toe-to-toe quite easily when your Enrages pop. The trouble is, your Overpower can get purged off, and you don't deal with creeps. Like, the issue is the timing, right? Lycan, 15, 20 minutes in, Necro 3 AC. What does Ursa have? A Battle Fury and a Blink? It's just not comparable.
It is a matchup, though, which early on Lycan excels at, but then eventually he does become a creep because Ursa just demolishes it. I think the concern simply for Spirit is they don't have that kind of guy who stands in front of the tower to buy time. You know, every time you lose a tower, it should take a minute or two because you've got that tanky guy. Right now, it's going to be Lycan walking through the towers, and that's where Live to Win. They're banning out the Tidehunter. I'd like to see them ban out another offlaner right now, because I think DP into Bat should be okay, and it's going to be the offlane pick for Team Spirit. That should get them through the scary portion of this game.
Bristleback, probably the spookiest.
And luckily, at least Team Spirit do have the ultimate last pick in the draft, so they aren't going to be kind of bamboozled by some Lycan suddenly flexing offlane. They are going to see everything, and that's a saving grace for them right now. But still, it is a very strong Lycan pick for forcing Team Spirit to have to kind of respond with the perfect pick.
Gives control the win condition.
Yeah.
Do you think the lights on his ears are random, or are they based on the sound coming through the headset?
They're based on his emotions.
Yeah, exactly. So right now he's kind of happy. He's like, yeah. Oh, angry.
Yeah.
Very angry now.
Someone's talking very loud, maybe.
Well, anger can also look like focus, passion.
That's true.
Thinking hard about what hero he wants.
Nope.
Well, he's probably going to be the one playing the Ursa, surely.
Not Seneko.
No, I mean Yotaro.
I know.
I like the Night Stalker ban there. A lot have been really good at just spotting where the supports are in the backline. It's really hard to hide and freeze this Oracle against Batrider and Night Stalker together, and it would allow them to set tempo by diving first kills and then taking towers. So if they can survive these like dive type situations, that would be the safest play for Spirit to win.
Yeah, and if you're Live to Win, you can get away with picking something that falls off later on, because realistically, your draft is falling off here. You want to capitalize on your advantage in the mid game, take early Roche, and in theory, look to win the game quickly. I'm so afraid of Lycan's timings nowadays.
I'd actually like to see Live to Win go for like a Darkseer themselves or something. Go complete lane pressure to bully this Ursa with the Nyx +1. Enable your Batrider with that big accelerant of the Surge, and then hope that you can win the game before it comes online. Like, they banned the Tide and the Underlord, two of the best heroes for anti-push in the offlane. I think that could be your recipe for success.
I mean, Afterlife crushed it previous games, so I wouldn't be opposed to that.
It is tough. Like, it's so annoying to play against Oracle, but it's just so good for the game.
No, exactly.
That I can see them get away with it.
Yeah, you have to somewhat ignore the Oracle, but Pangolier as well.
So what's their dive skirmish type hero that they go for?
Could lead. No, you don't want lead.
10 seconds remaining.
You could still pick Enigma if you wanted to. I don't think you should.
5 seconds remaining.
You don't really want to Lycan offlane into Ursa. I think they're banning offlaners because it will be a Lycan in the safe lane.
Yes, correct.
So I wouldn't. Yeah, I think Darkseer looked pretty damn good. You've got a pretty similar setup. But
Slardar maybe.
Yeah, I could see Slardar.
Just in like very good lane pressure. I think if they did Darkseer, they'd have to change the lane just to try and get away from the Oracle. But the game's really good. If they want a more lane heavy hero, then maybe even like, is a Bloodseeker still available?
Pugna, maybe. I don't know.
Full on fight.
Just I actually think something with
a lane
spell
winner.
damage.
Yeah, just win the lane, and then Lycan should get you through the next 20 minutes of the game.
The thing is, whatever it is, it's got to be something that sticks on lanes and has to kill creep waves.
Yes, exactly.
So, because you want your bat to be free to like do as he wishes, Lycan is going to play off map. Okay, offlane Monkey or offlane Lycan, likely Monkey because they want him against the
or
Ursa.
offlane Bat.
That's true.
Afterlife Bat is an old school blast from the past.
I would say because of the Oracle, you might push that into the mid and accept the trade of farm
10
like they did in the
seconds
previous game,
remaining.
and then you put the monkey into fight. But still, Oracle into monkey, Oracle just purges it, right?
Yeah.
5 seconds
This Oracle
remaining.
suddenly in the first phase is having a very jolly good time, other than the Lycan running at you. But in laning phase, Oracle will be the key to Spirit's success if he can shut down one of these side lane cores, unless he's somehow laning into a Lycan, which would be very upsetting for him.
I see frowns from Purge. What are you thinking about, Purge?
My taxes is really tough this time of year, you know.
That's fair.
Always on your back.
I just
that
got the
is-
bill as well. It's rough times.
You wait.
I would be concerned, but he doesn't do
You
taxes.
guys pay
so-
taxes?
Yeah, I knew it was coming.
Yeah. That was very predictable.
Choose your
All
hero.
right, you don't have to pay taxes until you're 30.
Yeah, totally.
Exactly.
Bloodseeker, the
Oh,
last
they go
pick
for it.
to lane stabilize, I guess.
So-
Rupture good against bat.
I'm skeptical about the guy who stands in front of the tower and feels happy about everyone running at him. Bloodseeker's a very good hero for that kind of slow defense of the towers, but if they can get through it, then Ursa will destroy this game.
It's like, can you make the Lycan run away from you?
Yeah.
Are you strong enough to do so? We'll see, especially with Wukong's as a threat.
He's just gonna run at you. All right, Purge. Final thoughts on this draft. Can Team Spirit force out the third game?
I like kind of what Live to Win's going for. Their draft is cohesive and makes them a little unsure about the win, but I think it's safer to predict for Team Spirit because I think they should be able to delay the game enough.
All right. Thank you very much. So according to Purge, we're going to a third game, Kyle.
I don't think so. I think Live to Win's just a better team. And they have a draft that is easier to win games with. You need one Roche, one team fight, and that's at least tier 2s, likely even a tier 3 Rax. I just think they're going to hit 20 minutes and they're going to have an AC. And that's gonna be that.
I don't see that one guy who can you can make mistakes on and still feel good. Like Bloodseeker dies, suddenly every tower falls. So yeah, I gotta go Live to Win, unfortunately.
All right, my panel is on the same page here, but not on the same page as Purge. And I'm sure that all the Team Spirit fans and Team Spirit themselves are hoping that this one is going their way so we can get a third game of the series. Let's find out what's going to happen together with Odie, Pixel, and Fun.
Thank you very much, Steve. Yeah, let's find out indeed the second game now, Fogged. What do you reckon from the draft? So do you think Spirit have a better shot this time?
I don't know. Maybe if they can actually delay the game, but I'm kind of concerned for them. They have their front line is nobody. They don't really have great front line. Like Bloodseeker is this kind of pseudo frontliner. I've seen it not work out so great, especially when there's 2 or 3 targets, especially that you want to be dealing with lasso. And when the pressure is really coming to you and they're pressuring your towers and you just have too many places you have to be. That's where I feel like I see this hero would be kind of lackluster. They at least fortunately do have the save, of course, from that Oracle, but I'm just seeing a very squishy lineup versus an overwhelming amount of damage that's going to kick off very quickly because Lycan's going to get you a really good head start for the rest of your heroes to farm. And
So you sort of worry the same way that Kyle does, that if Live to Win's lineup gets a good start, that they could be closing this game, between the 20 and 30 minute mark.
yeah, absolutely. I think that they have a really good way to be able to take fights
30 seconds
in
to
every single
add.
measure. And the fact that they can actually move these lanes around is everything. And I think that it was kind of told. It's tough to really just say it like that because this Batrider was there, but I've seen a lot of times Death Prophet be picked as a solution to Batrider also in the mid lane. So I feel like them moving this Lycan to mid was actually already said from when all these picks were happening. So them picking up Dream Monkey King, that means he's going to get a ton of space on.
And so that matchup in the mid lane as well. I mean, you are melee against this Death Prophet, but does it not matter too much as the Lycan? You're going to be able to out CS this DP?
Yeah, with your wolves, you have good damage.
Yeah.
You have fantastic damage. Just need to watch out because you can just get the waves pushed in onto you. You just have to be a little bit better about your control. But I've seen this Lycan versus DP a couple times, and once they get level 3, they got 2 points in the impulse. Their base damage is insane with their wolves that they can actually test.
Sure, and we
We'll see
still...
how Tokyo plays it.
Yeah, because FM was potentially in an unfavorable matchup last game, and he was crushing it.
Tokyo, make sure you can get those wolves. FM, I'm assuming he's staring at him to see if he gets the denies on the wolves every single time. As you see, the base damage is there every time with the wolf. At least one. You get most of those last hits. Bottom, we'll see. Live to Win, try to get a pull off. Immersion actually has to back away. Mapushka's starting to do too much damage to him.
I mean, would you consider any of these side lanes sort of one-sided here early on?
I like the top lane quite a bit.
Yeah.
But I do think that the fun thing that they did do with the Rubik and with the Oracle is these are two heroes that can actually play around Inkswell pretty decently. You can throw away the target as soon as the Inkswell is going to pop, or you can dispel it. So both of these lanes, it'll be pretty... But I do think that collapse, you can always just, you make a mistake. You know, Lift has a pretty long cooldown in comparison to the Inkswell. They're kind of close, but if you use Lift, you know you can immediately make the play always as a good...
Well, we're seeing so far, at the top lane at least, definitely a little bit of a struggle for Dream, as that lane is indeed securing this top farm a bit easier for collapse on the Bloodseeker.
Level 1 for sure. When they have both of their spam abilities, Blood Right and Fade Bolt, they just push it in, and then that's where Monkey King can have some pressure. And level 2 comes out though. I think this is where the Grim and the Monkey King have a very big power window versus these two. But it looks like Team Spirit, it's going to be pretty even farm lanes across all three. Pretty decent matchups for everybody. No one really just completely out of it. Oracle can always bully away these two supports and don't really have to worry about anything for this Ursa. You can always just dispel the sticky. Actually able to get the... Okay, he actually takes the wave. Nice.
Yeah, able to get around here. It's all right. I imagine he's going to need quite a bit of time to build up this game, right? Because he's going to go for the Battle Fury on Ursa.
Yeah, he has to.
And that doesn't mean there's going to be this window where it's going to be hard for him to turn up and really defend towers. I mean, when the pushes do come in from Spirit, top lane going in with the two of them, but as you say, Mira able to break that combo anytime they really try and close that gap. As long as telekinesis is up, that's never really going to happen for those two.
Yeah, all Team Spirit's lanes are going really well. Even bottom, the way that they're just getting these side pulls off constantly. The Ursa's actually missed like 0 last hits mid. Tokyo's playing it perfectly as well. He's missed almost 0 CS too for himself. So these lane setups working really nicely for them right now.
This is exactly what they need, you know, against a lineup that could become rather ferocious if they were starting to snowball from the first minutes of laning. Playing. Collapse trying to kite out Dream. We're going to see Dream attempt to get in. Actually, Inkswell stun landing onto Collapse. Collapse won't quite be able to catch them in the Blood Right. Still poking at Dream though nicely, and they get in and are able to take him down. I mean, very smoothly done there by Collapse and Mirror, and down bottom as well. Yatoro running down Afterlife as both side lanes. I mean, as you said, just overall these lanes couldn't be starting any better here for Spirit.
Dire's bottom
I thought top would actually be a little bit better for Dream, but he actually doesn't even try to use the mischief to even dodge an attack. That was a little weird from him.
That would have made a difference actually, because he would have got the boundless off, and he would have had to dingle them to get a hit after the stun.
I feel like he like forgot about it for a second there. As all three lanes now going to be going in favor of Team Spirit from the setup that they have, and it's going to continue to be hard for bottom to really punish at all with this Oracle here. Afterlife has to just watch out for his life. And FN now actually gets pushed out of the mid lane too. This is okay. I didn't think I'd see that one coming, but I guess with the change to Impulse, maybe it's not as good as it once was. Tokyo's already level 6.
Yeah, we'll see if he wants
to. He must have killed a lot of wolves.
Fulfill for my coffers.
I mean, but sort of hitting the 6 before that 5-minute mark. That's very quick. And he can...
Especially when I saw Lycan at 5 denies, but now Tokyo, he can actually make the first aggressive move, and these are very, very squishy heroes up here to take advantage of.
But they're going to be prepared for this. As I mean, do you like this sort of from Toronto Tokyo, going for that attempt rather than just sort of saying, hey, you know what, I'm going to start hitting this mid tower with the Exorcism?
I thought he was actually going to hit with his catapult. He was going to pop the Exorcism and threaten.
Yeah, because he had it so early, right?
Especially because his lane's not going badly top. If the lane was going bad, then I could see the reason for him moving, but yeah, a little weird as Collapse. Trouble. We'll get to throw back the Monkey King. Collapse will be okay.
He's going to check for the 6-minute rune here, Toronto Tokyo.
He'll get it.
He will. There's an invis. He's going to start moving again.
Going again.
He really wants to...
Okay.
You know, really wants to do something on this top lane. The scam from the die is going to hit it, so they're going to know that he's on his way over. He does have the invis rune pop, so that may still catch them by surprise.
They saw him they have a sentry down, and the obs was just placed, so they are 100% aware that this guy's trying to dive right now. When I see FN send his wolves mid in that case to get farm, and FN's backing up and picking up his book, and he has shapeshift. He can counter gank if he sees opportunity. Tokyo is committing in.
Yep. Straight in onto the turn. TP coming over. He'll be able to burst through both of them immediately. It works out, even though they knew it was coming. Toronto Tokyo's damage just too much for Live to Win to deal with.
Some weird, really weird stuff. They were 100% aware of it, and they just let him do everything. They just let him run in. They didn't even jump in the trees on the Monkey King or anything.
I mean, they saw him go up. Do you think maybe they assumed that he had given up and left the area?
Not sure. Maybe they wanted to go for the punchback after. FN is here.
He's going to be able to pick up Mirror. Can he get any of these two? They'll jump into the Primal Spring. Boundless down onto Toronto Tokyo. They're trying to chase a little split, though. We'll see Seneko turn over towards Collapse. Catch them with the X-Force. But Collapse, he's out with the TP, and he is away. As both Collapse and Toronto Tokyo are able to get out of there as a little bit of a split move there from Live to Win. They could have easily got Collapse if they'd all focused on him, but they instead tried to separate and chase down Toronto Tokyo as well, which was not achievable.
A bit of weird stuff coming out from them for sure. Some just really weird spellcasting. I mean, they just let the tower drop to it. They saw it. I don't know. That was a really weird sequence of events, but a good hit from Team Spirit to enable Tokyo. And now they've all three lanes farming great. Ursa has half of the Battlefield already finished up. This is not where you want to be as Live to Win. Live to Win wants to be playing ahead and dictating the pace of the game, and they're just not able to at all now from this early game. They lost their tower so early on up top.
Yeah, pre-8 minutes. That's Immersion. We'll get themselves the Arcane Brick.
Killing spree.
They have the burst rim, they do. Another kill for Toronto Tokyo's Death Prophet. He's having a very good game this time round here. Yeah, every sort of moment is favoring Spirit now as they're getting further ahead. 6-1, 2K lead. Collapse.
And Dream is alone top.
He's farming out pretty far. He's going to go for the TP out, and it will save him. Gets away.
And nice. It looks like it's just going to be recovery city for Live to Win, as they can't really do much without their Batrider or their Lycan being enabled to be able to fix these side lanes. He's going to need to farm up his book 2 or book 3 before he looks to make any more aggressive moves. I think they can still surround bottom though. I think once he has book 2 delivered, he can just shapeshift down there and look to get the tower rather than counter ganking. Because that was all just, it's all just very awkward for them.
I imagine we'll see them put a bit of a better effort at protecting their tier 1 tower mid when Toronto Tokyo does look to start to push that one down. As he's got the ult good to go. A little short on the mana, but can definitely get himself in position to look to take another objective here with the Exorcist.
Yes, but these supports are so low level on Live to Win. Seneko is the one who has to de-push and has to stop this push from coming out. You see the line is drawn, so it does seem like they do want to make that move. Pushka's just chilling bottom. They have to punish this. They can't just let Spirit get all this on the map. They're farming top, they're farming mid, they're farming bottom. You have to punish one of these lanes. 3K gold lead already. It's 10 minutes in. 3K experience too. This is not what you want to see with a team with Lycan who wants to be dictating pace. A team who's going to be building toward the later game. Like Ursa, we're saying he's preparing and he's getting way more than he should be.
Not much good's happening to Radiant's bottom tower.
Jotaro?
Death and gold are linked.
Maybe this is where they can punish him. He's a bit low on mana. He has the stick and a lot of TPs coming in.
He is very far up though.
He is very far.
As we pop the Enrage, start to punch into Dream. But yeah, these 4 heroes easily going to be able to kill them off. I think we've got the 5th there as well. FM was also up top. As they all come in to look to deal with Yatoro, the whole team.
It is a very big kill. But yeah, bringing 5 heroes immediately. We see Tokyo set up for mid. He has a haste rune too. And Grimstroke's already in position. Seneko has the level 3 stroke, but he has no mana. This tower going to take a beating.
Structures.
until they rotate in as FN. He does have Book 2 and Shapeshift available if they want to look for the straight fight.
I
But
guess
all
Radiant
Spirit is prepared.
fortified their structures.
Stolen Stroke as well for Mira.
The presence is pushing back Spirit a little bit, but FN, he walks into silence, right? He's just dead.
What?
Oh, and now it's their turn to tip. It's their turn to tip.
Gold and
I mean, what?
Someone better help
Did
me
he
with
just
the
not
He popped his
tower.
Book and just walked his hero into all the damage.
Did he not expect them to
Dire's
kill him?
middle tower
Maybe
just
maybe
went
did he
down.
think they were backing up?
But I mean, he just walked into their spell.
Let's get a
Radiant's
replay.
bottom tower
Let's,
got
I mean,
problems.
The hell?
did he not see them?
He definitely saw it. They were there for a long time.
He's very dead.
And that's, I mean, his Book was used, so now it's 40 seconds with no Book and free reign.
Let's
for
have a look
Spirit
here.
to do whatever they want. That was,
He's just heading over. Oh,
he just walks right into it. And then as he's dying, he pops the Book to give him even more gold. Okay. Well, some mistakes coming out from Live to Win.
Yeah,
Team Spirit
they're
really
getting
thriving
further
off of it,
behind.
and their lineup does not want to play from behind with Lycan versus Ursa. And now Ursa, he's got the Battle Fury done. He's already prepared for the later stages. This is disastrous for Live to Win. They really need to pick it up in these next few moments.
Not much good's happening
can't
to Radiant's
allow any
bottom
more deaths
tower.
like that to happen. Slip to win. Well, managed to take this tower down
Radiant's
bottom.
bottom tower is under attack.
Some fast timings here, though, on the side of Spirit. See, Yatoro very farmed here, 12 minutes
Not
in.
much good's
Battle
happening
Fury
to
already done,
Radiant's
and into the
bottom
Roshan pit they go.
Radiant's bottom tower.
This will
has
be
fallen.
this will be theirs for sure. We've lived to win over on the other side of the map. No chance of getting over here and stopping Toro from being able to claim the Aegis.
And it's the Lycan draft who wants to be playing aggressive, not getting the Roche. Sure, they're into an Ursa who also always wants to be playing around that Roche, but this is not the way that Live to Win drafted themselves to be playing. They wanted to be the ones doing all this, having this Aegis, and actually taking down tier 2s perhaps at this time. FN, he now has Book 3, but they are so behind.
I'm going to see Afterlife TPing in on this.
Dire's top tower.
They know everybody though.
I guess didn't know that they were still around here. Thought that maybe that they'd left this area of the map. They hadn't. Everybody waiting for
They're beating
Afterlife
on
there as he
Dire's
comes
top
crashing
tower.
in on that TP. Instantly.
I'm not sure what's going on with Live to Win, but
They're falling
they
apart.
just did Roche.
Dire's
Where
top
else were they
tower
gonna
is under
go?
attack.
There's some weird stuff going on in this game. I'm not sure. They must be
Problems.
having some.
Maybe, I mean, last game they,
problems in the
did
game.
obviously get the win
Are those
last game,
cracks
but
in Dire's top
it was
tower?
quite a hard fought-out game, and we
Radiant's
did see a
bottom
die
tower
back
is
here or
under
there, so
attack.
maybe a little shaken up after a rocky win in the first game, and I'm feeling it here in this game too. As a little bit all over the place.
They've got some stuff online though. Maelstrom is done, Bots on the bat, and they also have the Book 3 on FN. So they do have a big power spike, but it's into Aegis. And right now Spirit has full control of this with wards. Let's see what Live to Win can.
Here we go, Afterlife. What's he going to get here?
Are
He's
those
going to be able to close in on the
cracks in
Poshka, but
Dire's
oh, no, he's not. He can't get the last off in time. They're able to turn onto him, over to the side. They're in onto Collapse. See if they can get the stun. They've got the Soul Bind locking the two of them down. FN getting onto the backlines, but Poshka's able to false promise himself. They'll drag back Collapse into the Wukong's command and take down the Bloodseeker. FN, he's rooted. He's trying to run. He's able to just
alive?
make it away. As FN will live. They get the 2 kills, and they are able to get everybody out of there. They don't lose anyone this time, Live to Win.
This time they actually are able to cast their spells a little bit better, as they did have some trouble in the last few. As FN goes for the great target, his priority is still always going for that backline, going for Miposhka. Almost
Not
gets the
much
Oracle,
good's
but he's able to get the
happening
false
to
promise full heal,
Radiant's
but they get a good reset and get some nice kills. Not exactly what they wanted, but at least something to get them on the board.
And do you like this from FN, this game, opting for the Blade Mail? I guess, is this one of the ways to sort of play against heroes like a Bloodseeker when you like them?
I guess so, right? You just
They're beating
Blade
on
Mail
Dire's
run,
top
sure.
tower.
I don't. He is gonna get ruptured every single one of these
Yeah.
fights, so
Yeah.
sure, it's his approach. He'll also be able to counteract it. Death Prophet can't control her damage too,
Sure.
right? So Blade Mail, it's gonna be able to return a decent amount at least to Tokyo.
It looks like Dire fortified their structures.
And he is just like a
Dire's
pseudo
top
carry in
tower
this
is
game to
under
like it. It
attack.
really is mostly about Dream to be that actual
Radiant
hyper carry. So he's just trying to find
structures have been so
anything. It's not ideal. He
They're
wants to be able to
beating
go for
on
AC,
Dire's
but
top tower.
I think he's just feeling that he is quite behind. Even though he's 2-1 and 2, it's behind what a Lycan would want.
Are those cracks in Dire's top tower? Dire's top
Team
tower
Spirit.
is falling.
Themselves a very early tier 2 tower here, 16 minutes in. We'll see mid. Toronto Tokyo is going to get taken down the once.
Under attack.
As Live to Win get behind the tower. Get rid of that Aegis on him.
Dire's top
He went
tower
Witch's
is under
Blade too.
attack.
Did you notice that? Rather than going for any Yules or anything to protect himself, just more damage. At least this gives him armor, which is nice versus the Lycan as well as that Monkey King. But I haven't seen this one on a Death Prophet just yet.
Yeah, I feel like it. I think we have seen it before, but maybe not this early in the build. I want to say I think some of the other CIS teams were doing it.
Okay.
According to the patch record, it was only done in one other match. But I think that was another match here in the CIS region. So maybe they've got something going on here in this region of Dota 2.
Not much.
And
good's
I think
happening to
one of the
Radiant's
reasons why he
bottom
feels he
tower.
can sort of be more greedy with that is it's got to be because he does have the Oracle backing him up, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's an item that is going to have its impact. You know,
Yeah.
it is a very strong item overall on all these like heroes that actually can right click a bit too. Yeah, we'll see if it pays off for him. The BKB is going to be the bigger pickup because then he's protected from this
Radiant's
Lycan, from the
bottom
constant
tower's
slows.
got
And
problems.
Yules is just not a good build up. When you're playing versus the Book 3, you never really want to go for the Yule. He's going for his own
Radiant's bottom tower is
tankiness,
under attack.
Live to Win, get themselves some nice aggressive wards down, and they are in a pretty strong place to fight. But this Ursa, SNY Battle Fury, he is just huge, and he's getting the exact items he needs to get just to be able to stand toe to toe versus either Monkey King or Lycan.
I mean, Toro's just he's had this being the second sort of solid performance, even in that first loss. This guy knows how to farm. Live to Win. Yeah, found it, Toro. As they've spotted him out, he's able to get the enrage off though before the lasso. As he steps over towards the side, he's actually going to be able to get away from this. And now maybe he can turn. He looks towards FN. FN just gets taken out straight away on the front of it all. They're still trying to finish off Yatoro. Yatoro's still alive. The false promise is there. Yatoro can turn. He's going to pick up a triple. As Live to Win, they lose 4 heroes. They try and go all in on Yatoro. They couldn't chain stun him down and stop him from getting that enrage off before the lasso came in from Afterlife.
He's too big at this point. SNY also, just a little bit of extra status resist on
really
top,
came
extra
into
health too.
Yeah.
It really all comes into play. These mess ups from Live to Win is costing them now in this mid game where they should have this big power spike. It's actually Team Spirit who has it because of how big this Ursa is.
I mean,
and it's really feeling like they might just be able to run away with the game because of this, because of how big this Ursa is going to be. He just bought SNY. He has 2,000 more gold.
He's huge. I mean, they were so close to keeping him locked down. If they got that lasso before the ult, he would have been dead for sure. But it must have been just a millisecond or so. Again, the difference from that status resistance, just sort of catching them off guard with their feelings on how they have to throw the spells down onto the bear to keep him perma-locked down.
And with no hesitation, they move out and they get a deep aggressive ward down. They already had the one aggressive ward, but a second one too, to watch exactly where Live to Win is setting up. And Live to Win, they run right through that middle ward. So Team Spirit should be completely aware that all 5 are around this position.
Where did Radiant's middle tower go?
I'll poke a bit in the back line to Toro. Cleaning up some more
Easy
of the
money.
summons. I mean, and it's scary now for Live to Win. If Yatoro just jumps on really any of their heroes, including any of the cores, this bear will tear them apart. We'll see it again here. We'll see how close they were to keeping locked down. So Boundless immediately followed up by the Impale, and then Afterlife, he gets in. I mean, it's so close.
It's the
It
SNY.
is so close. So close, but that little tiny fraction of a second there that he's able to pop in rage was enough for Yatoro to live.
Turns absolutely everything, as Tokyo now almost BKB, so he'll have the solution versus a lot of this damage that is going to be coming out from Live to Win. And man, Dream really has his work held up for him here this game. This Monkey King, he's going to have to do some crazy amounts of carrying somehow. with this deep vision too, the thing is for Spirit, it gives you just so much info wherever they want to do anything. Like he sees the Nyx now running also out of the mid. They see Afterlife now just sitting back at his base, so they can do so much on the map. They just have so much info to work with on the side of Spirit.
Radiant's bottom tower's
See
got
what
problems.
Win's next move's going to be. As I don't know how they make jumps around this bear.
Top tower is under attack.
Don't know either. They're gonna have to play.
Radiant's bottom tower's got
Gonna have to
problems.
be very focused around those disables too, especially versus the S and Y. Just be a little more careful. They will get the tier 2, so they'll be able to at least claim an outpost back. Ping's coming out though. Spirit, they're aware of this positioning of FN.
And FN.
See you later.
It's an easy kill. Front up a tip as well here, Mira. As they know FN's game has been truly shaken up here by these kills.
And Rosh respawns.
Yeah,
So
perfect
it's a nice kill into a free Roshan for the Ursa. And just continuing to play with Aegis and Cheese versus this Nyx and Fat Rider versus this big Wukongs. It's always going to be so beneficial for them. As yeah, I think it's really just going to be Dream versus the world. This Monkey King has to pull something miraculous out of his hat to try to make up for all these mistakes that Live to Win have really done in this game.
But even Dream, if Yatoro blinks in on him, especially when he's got like the bash it done, this Monkey King's not gonna really be able to fight back.
No, definitely not. He will just die 1 or 2 over 2 full sets of them. As just with all this vision, look at Miposhka. He's just walking in confidently as they see everything over here in Taneko. This is dead.
Someone better help Dyer's middle tower.
Yeah, and look back. Courier nearly also getting taken out here. Toronto Toga, they're going to start pushing down the tier 2. Toro's going to start killing some couriers. He's going to get 2 of these. He's got Blink Up. Easy couple of couriers there to add to the cause here for Team Spirit.
Dyer's middle tower is under attack.
Yatoro with Tokyo with an Arcane Rune, and with Blood Rage, easily takes out the tier 2 in just a matter of seconds. Continues to feel like they can do so much, and Live to Win just have to stay sitting back and farming. No real aggressive plays that they can make at this point now. And they're swinging over. They seem to know that there's heroes up around here too. They get another deep ward down too, in this high ground controlling the Live to Win jungle. Yeah, just they literally see like everything on the map, so they know exactly where the Live to Win heroes are.
Has looked better.
They've done their preparation too. Like all the itemization, I'm really liking it when I'm clicking through everyone on Spirit. They've got the Crimson Guard in just in case of all this damage to be able to block the Wukong, to be able to block versus the Lycan summons and all that too. Everyone tanking up, everyone preparing for the next stages is. I think they know that they're just in a really comfortable spot now in this game. Even a full BKB for the Ursa and Yatoro, not giving them any hopes, not going for any greedy item.
Yatoro's.
He saw the book get resummoned up here, so they know the FN's in the area.
Yeah, he wants the
and
money.
He's gonna kill the book.
He wants the money. Easy money. And Afterlife's coming into this. Mira's they're already looking to TP out. We'll cancel the TP to help out, but Dream's going to turn up. Mira's going to be dead for sure. Toronto Tokyo, he's got the cheese and the BKB. The BKB is Live to Win. They'll try and chase a little bit. Yatoro's making his way over though. As soon as the Ursa turns up, they need to start backing away Live to Win. As Yatoro trying to chase it onto Immersion. See if you can keep yourself at the top of the Nyx Assassin. No, they've got the Yules from Afterlife. That'll stop the chase here from Yatoro.
Decent. Live to Win, buying themselves a little bit more time, getting Dream a little bit more farm. It really is just buying time for Monkey King to get 6 slotted. The Scotty could be a pretty nice pickup for sure, versus Death Prophet in particular, versus the Ursa. Good kiting item. And he is finding the space on the map. It's just this, the Ursa just looming way above him. But they are scouting the Ursa. I'm seeing them. They're sticking a wolf on him to make sure they are keeping tabs of Yatoro's positioning. If they can fight away from the Ursa, can still see Live to Win have a chance in this game.
It's going to be hard, though. Especially while how long's he got left on the Aegis? Still got a minute, so good time to find a fight down bottom. Gonna blow everything onto Mira here. Wukong's and the lasso, no messing around to make sure that Rubik goes down. See Yatoro trying to chase it, following the path of the Firefly of Afterlife. He's into the trees.
Whoa.
Does Yatoro not see where he cut the trees down there? I guess not. Doesn't quite see the trees cut down to the right. And maybe he does now. Okay, now he's searching with the courier. He's going to see the angle in now as Afterlife. He's been found. Yatoro gets it. Afterlife, he's going to pop the Yules. Try and run. Firefly is back up, though, and that will get him out of there. That's top.
Top looks like they were trying something onto Tokyo with FN's ulti, but weren't able to quite get it. He's dropping low, and they did force the exorcism. And FN just, he just ran the blue book into him and gave him the gold.
Easy money.
Middle tower could use some help. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
How close are we to the bash on Yatoro? He's getting to the point where he's close. He's going to have a slot for his well. Aegis has gone in 10 seconds.
Bottom tower needs
Yeah, and he went for the BKB. He went for the really safe item rather than going for the basher this time around. Dream is looking to set up and get his split push on already around this bottom.
Tower is
They've kept the lead only at 8k, which is pretty decent for Live to Win after all those mistakes in the early game.
Sure.
Still quite an uphill battle.
Dire's bottom tower needs some help.
And we see it.
So I bet he at least has AC done, and he's going to be going for the next big item, which is the Aghanim's, which I feel like he has to go for something that's going to be able to enable his Monkey King. So
yeah,
that could be an interesting approach.
He's got to let Dream pop off.
Yeah, they have. I was clicking around to see if anyone was going for. I don't know if they can, but I feel like someone should just buy like Medallion and Solar Crest and everything. It's really just anything you can buff up this Monkey King. Whereas even though he's versus Dispels and all of it, it really does feel like it has to get to the point.
Radiant's top tower is
Courier
under
here.
attack.
Well, fortunately for Dream, though, he hadn't picked anything up yet on
Radiant
it.
have
But
fortified their
also,
structures.
unfortunately, it does mean he's going to have to make his way
Dire's bottom tower is being
over to a
chipped
secret shop
away.
himself to pick up that point booster to get the Scar to
just as much
complete
help as
now.
top tower has
This Courier
fallen.
out the game for 3 minutes.
Dire have fortified their structures.
That's going to be a pretty
Dire's bottom
impactful
tower
item
needs
versus
some
Death
help.
Prophet versus Oracle versus all these heals you'll be able to
top
counteract
tower
it versus the
has looked
kiting
better.
too. All those heroes are mobility heroes
Dire's
that
bottom
they rely
tower
on.
is under
So
attack.
that could be pretty nice. That could be a decent comeback for them. The Wukong's is going to be absolutely everything.
Radiant's top
As the line
tower
is drawn,
deserves
Team Spirit,
just as much help as
they want to
bottom.
push forward here. Arcane Rune on Tokyo, Exorcism in 10 seconds.
And the TP's back.
Radiant's
Did you
top
start
tower
defending?
is under attack.
See how aggressive what Yatoro wants to play. I mean, it doesn't look like too much. They just want to force back Live to Win.
Radiant's middle
They're going to
tower
pop the
is under
smoke, actually,
attack.
both sides.
Oh.
Spirit's ready to hunt and see if Live to Win left anyone out on the map. At the same time, Live to Win ready to go straight out the base and see if they can
Are they
catch
gonna-
Spirit.
Are they going to try to reclaim the outpost for themselves? Yatoro might just go for it. Yeah, he's going to do it.
Let's see if Live to
Denying
Win.
away that outpost. Live to Win. Can they do anything here if they see anybody split up?
We're going to see some of them breaking from the smoke already. Afterlife still on the hunt, seeing if he can get maybe a lasso to start things off. Collapse. He's able to turn Rupture down onto Suneko. Fight will begin. Spike Carapace holds back Collapse for now. We'll see Yatoro clean up the Necro books completely. As they're taking out the fight straight away. Live to Win. Holding off to the side. Still being very cautious about what sort of jump they'll make to get in on this.
How many Necros has he killed now? I think that's the 4th set at the very
We can get some numbers on that.
thing. He's gotten a ton of gold from it. FN has to be more careful where he sends them in. It has to just go on the supports. It can't go anywhere near the realms of the Ursa.
Yeah, we see straight up 2k gold given away from the Necro books this game. 900 gold on the Ursa alone.
They're smoked up, looking for themselves their pickoff. They do have the blink on the Batrider with the haste, and they do have the soulbind coming from the Grimstroke if they do see the heroes together.
And hang on.
Poshka?
He's caught a little AFK there, but Poshka just sitting in the river. Him and Mira dead, and now they're trying to chase on for more. They're looking towards Collapse. See if they can take down this Bloodseeker, get the blood right down. There'll be a buyback from Poshka. Toronto Tokyo charged with the ultimate. They do manage to get the first bonus save onto Collapse. Yatoro just tears apart Dream. As Dream just falls over completely. FN's going for the TP out. Are they able to find anything to catch him? They do. The bash of the root, it's there.
Double kill.
As FN's retreat will be put to a stop. And now with the chase on from Mira, he might just catch Afterlife as well. Some Firefly on Firefly action, but Afterlife just had that movement speed advantage. Toronto Tokyo trying to chase, but yeah, he's going to have to blink up, so Bat will get out. 2 buybacks coming out from Spirit there.
I'm surprised Spirit didn't actually just swing and check the Roche. It actually spawned it right away when the fight was kicking off. And Dream has to be more careful with his positioning. He just gets caught on the low ground, not on a tree, not in
Tsuneko.
He's just dead.
They're able to catch another. Still outside of the base, didn't quite make it back to the safety of his high ground. And now they're ready to push.
Dire's middle tower is
3 heroes dead. Good time to get some damage done. Tsuneko immediately popping the buyback. They'll have FN back up in a few seconds. His ultimate ready in 20.
Dire's top tower is
As they jump in, Yatoro, he's just going in straight underneath the tier 4s. He's in onto Afterlife. Afterlife goes down.
Dire's top barracks are getting
He embracing the soulbind down to the 2 of them, but they're able to back away, reset. Afterlife does have
Dire's
buyback.
top barracks are under attack. Radiant's bottom tower.
As they're losing these top racks, we'll see what Live to Win can do. They've got the ult ready on FN.
They're all playing on the southern side too. They know that the Monkey King's on the tree line, so they can just avoid that Wukong setup and easily trickle out of the base without any threat of loot.
It's easily done here by Spirit. And a DD rune awaits them outside the Roche pit.
Good's happening to Radiant's
Of course it does.
So again, another easy Roche. And this,
Radiant's bottom tower's got problems.
of course, being third, what do we have? The refresher shot for the team. We're asking Live to Win looking to contest this. They're heading over. They've got to make the move quickly. And Roche is already down. The kill, the Aegis, the shard, and the cheese. It's all Team Spirit. We'll see coming in onto the Necro books. Afterlife TP's in. Yatoro, he's found Dream. Jumps in straight away to look towards the Monkey King. Dream trying to get the ult off. Will be able to do so. Pops the Wukong's command. But the Ursa's still on top of him as they'll lose Dream. They did manage to take him down once, but they know it's over. With Dream dead for 70, there's no chance of turning this. As GG is called, Team Spirit take this game 2. And my goodness, it's completely different to what we saw in game 1. Live to Win looking rather lost this time round. FN having a really tough time on the Lycan.
Just, I mean, tough time. I feel like they just made so many individual mistakes on the side of Live to Win that they had no hope in this game. Like this top play where Toronto
It's absolutely instrumental for them to take